Hi, this is Mato. Welcome to my online chess lecture. Tricks, traps, blunders, and the Danish gambit miniatures. Let's start. e4, e5, d4, e takes on d4, c3, d takes on c3, the Danish gambit. White to move. Perhaps some players would play knight takes on c3. Play with the white pieces played bishop to c4, allowing black to take the pawn on b2, but the offer was not accepted. d6 was played. Knight takes on c3, knight to c6, knight to f3, pinning the knight. White to move. How would you continue? Perhaps some players would castle kingside. Maybe some would play queen to b3. In this game we have e5. Well, that looks like a bad move, doesn't it? Because black can capture the pawn with no problems, even attacking the bishop on c4. What is the best square for the bishop? Maybe some people would play bishop to e2. What would you do in this position if you had white pieces? Are you ready to see the move? Have you heard of the legal trap? Play with the white pieces played knight takes on e5. Bishop takes queen. Bishop takes pawn on f7 check. King to e7. Knight to d5 check. Mate. Beautiful. Next game. e4, e5, d4, e takes on d4, c3, d takes on c3, bishop to c4, and black capture the pawn on b2, bishop takes on b2, bishop to b4, check, knight to c3, queen to g5, attacking the pawn on g2. How would you defend the pawn? Play with the white pieces, play knight to f3, allowing black to take the pawn, but the offer was not accepted. Queen to c5 was played. Let's take it back. If queen takes pawn on g2, what happens then? Then one line goes like this. Rook to g1, queen to h3, bishop takes on f7 check, and if king takes bishop, then knight to g5 check. Other moves are losing for black too. Back to our game. In our game we have queen to c5, queen to b3, defending and attacking, knight to h6, play with the white pieces, the castle at kingside, and so did play with the black pieces. White to move. How would you continue? Play with the white pieces, play knight to d5, attacking the bishop, bishop to a5. White to move. How would you continue? White play the move and black designed, and the move is bishop to a3, attacking the queen and x-raying the rook. Some players would say black resigned too early, but let's continue. Let's place the queen on the safe spot. Then what happens then? White would not take the rook. White would play knight to e7 check, winning the queen. Next game. e4, e5, d4, e takes on d4, c3, d takes on c3, bishop to c4, c takes on b2, bishop takes pawn d6, knight to f3, bishop to g4, white to move. Should white cast the king's side? Or maybe there is a better move. What would you do? Play with the white pieces, sacrifice the bishop on f7, check, kaboom. King takes bishop. White to move. What is the follow-up? The follow-up is knight to e5, check, king to e8. If pawn takes knight, then queen takes queen. Back to our game. So we have king to e8, knight takes on g4, knight to f6, knight takes knight, pawn takes knight, White to move and to play the obvious, and the obvious is queen to h5, check, king to e7. White played the move, and black resigned, and the move is bishop takes pawn, check. Black resigned. Would you play this move too? Black resigned in view of this continuation. King takes bishop, queen to h4, check, king to e6, queen takes queen. Next game. e4, e5, d4, e takes on d4, c3, d takes on c3, bishop to c4, c takes on b2, bishop takes on b2, bishop to b4, check. White to move. Perhaps knight to c3 comes to mind, or maybe knight to d2. Play with white pieces played, king to f1, knight to f6, attacking the pawn. White played e5, attacking the attacker. d5. Should white take the knight or play something else? Play with the white pieces played the best move, and that is bishop to b5, check. Bishop to d7, queen to d3, queen to e7. If bishop takes bishop, then check, and after blocking, queen takes bishop. Back to our game. That is why in this position, play with the black pieces played, queen to e7, knight to f3, bishop takes on b5, queen takes on b5, c6. What is the best square for the queen? What would you do? White played the move and black resigned, and the move is pawn takes knight. Black resigned in view of this continuation. Pawn takes queen, and white is better materially. Next game. This is my favorite game for today. e4, e5, d4, e takes on d4, c3, d takes on c3, bishop to c4, c takes on b2, bishop takes on b2, d6, controlling e5 square, knight to f3, knight to f6, castling, knight from b to d7, white to move. How would you continue? Perhaps knight to g5 comes to mind. Play with the white pieces played e5, sacrificing the pawn. Knight takes on e5, knight takes knight, pawn takes knight. Should white play bishop takes pawn on e5, or maybe there is a better move? What would you do? Play with the white pieces played bishop takes on f7, check, king to e7. Very clever move. If king takes bishop, then the queen takes queen. Back to our game. We have king to e7, white to move. How would you continue now? Should we play bishop to b3, or maybe there is a better move? White played bishop to a3, check. Black captured the bishop. White captured the queen, and black resigned. What do you think of these Danish Gambit miniatures? And that is all. I hope that you enjoyed watching this video. I wish you good luck with your chess, and bye for now.